Hey guys, welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're not new, welcome back. My name is Brianna, and today I'm going to be talking about how to get a job this summer after your 1L year. So getting a job this summer after your 1L year is very important because this is your first chance to get some kind of experience on your resume. It's the first time to get something legal related while you're in law school on your resume, and this is kind of gonna like set the tone for your law school career. Okay, so number one is start applying early. You want to apply as early as possible because there are only a certain number of jobs out there, and there are a certain amount of law students, and honestly there's a certain amount of good jobs. So only so many law students out there are going to get the good jobs, so you want to start applying early. Now I wouldn't like stress out about it. As long as you get a job where you're gaining legal experience, then that's okay. But you want to start applying as early as possible. I honestly suggest to start applying during your winter break of law school. So this is the time between your first semester and your second semester. Usually law schools will give you a month off in between first semester and second semester. So as soon as you get done with exams, take a break, relax, recoup, go out and celebrate, congratulate yourself for finishing your first semester of law school, and then get right back to it. Like take a couple days or maybe even a week to just do nothing or just chill, relax. But come, that second week into your break, you want to start applying to different places. This leads me to my second tip, which is to edit your resume. Now, you're probably not going to have that much on your resume because you've only gone through one semester of law school. And if you've been following my tips on what you should do your first semester of law school, which I have a video on that, so if you haven't seen that video, I will highly suggest you to watch that video and then come back here, or you can watch that video after. So if you're following my tips on what to do your first semester of law school, then you have not engaged in any extracurricular activities in 1 year. So you're not gonna have that much on your resume, and that's okay, but you still wanna have someone to look over it, have your academic advisor look over your resume before you start sending it out, have someone who's in a corporate job or corporate America look over it. I would highly suggest having a lawyer or someone that's in law school, like a 2L or a 3L, look over your resume. Have multiple people look over and give you advice and make sure there's no typos, that it's in the proper format, that everything is the way it's supposed to be before sending it out. It shouldn't be too much because you're not going to have, anything new on your resume, but you still just want to give it a look. So make sure you edit your resume. Number 3, so grades are important. So let's say that, let's say winter break has passed and you're not applying during winter break. Let's say you're watching this video, your first semester of 1L has passed, winter break has passed, you're in your second semester and you're like, I need a job. I need to start applying. Well, then you probably have received your grades back from first semester. And jobs do like to look at your grades. So I would say if your GPA is not a 3.0 or above, then don't put it on your resume. Some people even say, if it's not a 3.3 or a 3.4 and above, then don't put it on your resume. So I would kind of double check that rule, ask around, ask your academic advisor, ask some other law students, 2Ls and 3Ls that and ask them, hey, this is what's the rule for GPA? What's the cutoff GPA that I should include on my resume? Is it 3.0 and above, 3.2 and above? Just ask them around and see what they say, and then make the ultimate decision for yourself. However, grades are important. It is something that law firms and, you know, different companies look at. It's more so of a selection process. Like, at the end of the day, these companies do want the best and they do want the smartest. So it's kind of like that's what they use to kind of weed out. Like, it's just another characteristic of the application process that they're using to, you know, okay, we're gonna put her in this pile, we're gonna put them in this pile, to pick the best candidate. But I would say it's not the end all be all. Like, don't be so like focused on your grades, and don't let your grades define you. Don't let that hold you back. Don't hold yourself back and say no to yourself before allowing another company or firm to say no to you. Apply to all the firms, apply to all the companies. Don't be scared to say no, to see no, or to hear no, or to get a rejection. Like, it's bound to happen. A rejection is just a redirection. So, you know, like my 1L year, I got my summer job after my 1L year, and like my grades, I was not in the top percent of my class. I will just say that. And I ended up getting a really good job this summer after my 1L year, and it was really just based on how well I performed in my interview and my personality. I was so prepared for my interview. Like, I was so prepared. I had my, like, any scenario or question they could ask me, I had an answer prepared for it. Everything on my resume, I was ready to speak on. I had a story for everything on my resume. So if they asked me about any little thing that was on my resume, I was prepared to speak on it. I had something prepared for what I was going to say about it. So just make sure that you are super sharp and super prepared for the interview if you know that, like, your grades are not a strong suit. And you can be prepared for that. You should be prepared for the interview regardless if you have good grades and bad grades. But like, when you have grades that, you know, you're not in the top percent, okay, then you're like, everything else needs to be on point and you need to be prepared. So just keep in mind that, like, you know, grades are something that employers in the legal profession looks at. However, it's not the end all be all, and it's not the total, you know, determinant factor of your success. You can still be successful even if you're not in the top, you know, 20% of your class. My next tip is to make an Excel sheet. So when you're applying for jobs, you want to make an Excel sheet and you want to have different categories pertaining to, you know, this is like the name of the firm and the position I'm applying for, what type of law, what type of company. Is it a in-house position? Is it a law firm? Am I gonna be a law clerk for a judge? You wanna like put that as a category. You wanna put when the due date is, when is the last day that I can turn in my application, when are they, you know, when do they stop accepting applications, who's the name of the hiring manager or the hiring partner, what's their contact information, their email. You wanna have like the website to that job, or like the link to the application. Like, you want to have everything on the Excel sheet. You want it to be organized, so when you sit down and you're like, okay, I'm about to start applying to jobs, I'm in job mode. Open that Excel sheet, all the information you need is right here. Oh, that job is due this date. Let me hit up so and so and see if they've reviewed my resume so I can send it out. You want to be organized. You want to have everything together. You want to have your ducks in a row. The Excel sheet will just make it easier for you. Like, you will feel so good inside knowing that, you have everything like laid out in one area. And make sure you apply to a lot of places. Like, cast a wide net. You just want to send out your resume, cast a wide net, and try to apply to as many places as you can so you can have a higher chance of getting the job. You want to work somewhere. You want to get a job as early as possible so that in your second semester you don't have to think about it. You don't have to stress about it because you know that you're employed this summer. So highly suggest that. And even if you are in your second semester, and you don't have a job yet, then that's okay. Don't freak out about it. But this Excel sheet will make it, even more, it'll make your life easier because you're already in school. You're already focused on studying and reading and getting good grades. And applying to jobs, honestly, it's like another job within itself. So if you can just do anything to make your life easier, then you should do it. So you should 100% make an Excel sheet so everything can be in one place. You can be organized, and your mind won't be all over the place thinking about school and applying to jobs for your summer job. My next tip would be to use your school's job board and LinkedIn. So my school had a job board where employers would specifically post on there for positions they had. So we would have employers posting on there for post-law school positions, so actually like attorney positions, and then we will also have employers posting on there for summer jobs and for law clerks and things like that. And they would specifically say in the description, we're looking for a law clerk for 2023 summer, or we're looking for an intern for spring of 2023 or the fall of 2023. Like it would be clear if it's a law student position or if it's an attorney position. And they were specifically posting on my school's job board, meaning that they were willing to hire law students from my school, because as we all know, the legal profession can be a very sometimes shallow and superficial profession, and some employers only want to hire from certain schools, and they think that students at some schools aren't capable. Okay, that's fine. When you go on your school's job board, you know that the people that posted on that job board is open to hiring the students at your law school. So that is major key. And then of course LinkedIn is known for getting jobs, and it's so many jobs on LinkedIn. Like, you just have to fill in the little categories and the filters to your location and what type of job, and they'll send you job alerts. So make sure you utilize LinkedIn, your school's job board. And then of course there's other places as well, like Indeed or whatever, other job boards as well. But I would say definitely use those two, and then definitely set up a conversation with your academic advisor when you're gonna start applying, so that you will be in the best position, and they'll give you, all the tips and tricks you need and tell you different things you need to think about when you're applying for jobs, and just help you get in the right direction. And then my last tip would be to use your network. Use the people you know in the legal profession. If you know any lawyers, if you know any 2Ls or 3Ls, send out your resume. Ask them what they did this summer after their 1L year, and how did they go about their job search process for their summer job. And just send your resume, have coffees with people, network, get to know people, build relationships with people. This is honestly a key way to get jobs in the legal profession, is by networking. And networking doesn't just mean going to coffee with all these people, and no, it means you have to actually build a relationship with someone, and you have to nurture that relationship, and you have to keep reaching out to them. If you have to reach out to them quarterly and set a reminder on your calendar, reach out to your network or check in with your network just to see how they're doing, and let them know that you're thinking about them and that you appreciate their mentorship. Ask them, do they have time for coffee or talk? It's so important to really nurture relationships. And when you're networking, just think about quality over quantity. It's not necessarily how many people you can reach out to. It's about the quality of the relationships that you build, so that when it comes time, when you need, when you're looking for a job or you're searching for a job, that they know your character and they're comfortable with sending out your resume and vouching for you because they know your character, they know your work ethic, they know your passion, they know how you're going to show up in a professional setting to where they will vouch for you and they will be willing to send your resume and pass your resume along to someone they know in the legal profession that is hiring. So this is key, very, very key. Make sure you network, but don't just rely on networking. It has to be you applying to places and putting in the work and intentionally applying and sending out your resume, and also networking with people, building those relationships, fostering those relationships with people. So networking, it's a twofold thing. And applying for jobs is a twofold thing. You have to apply. I know so many people that got their jobs just off the strength of applying and, you know, their qualifications. And then I know a number of people who have gotten jobs by passing their resume along and say, hey, I'm currently in the middle of a job search. Do you know anyone that's hiring? Are you willing to pass my resume along? I'm interested in these practice areas. It's okay. And that's another thing. It's okay if you don't exactly know what practice area that you want to practice in right now. Like, you're a 1L. It is okay. Like, okay, my camera died, so the angle and the lighting may be a little bit different, but I am back. So as I was saying before, it is okay if you don't know what practice area you want to go into after law school. As long as you know like what you're interested in and what you can see yourself doing, then that's okay. And I will say that when you get your first job, that is going to be a key indicator into letting you know what you like and what you don't like. Honestly, the more experience you gain in different areas of the law, the more you'll get a better understanding of, okay, I do like this, I don't like that, I can see myself here, I would rather be doing that. So like, I just have so much knowledge and tips and advice that I want to share with you guys, and like just so much that I just learned in law school from trial and error. So if I can help you guys in any way with your law school journey and experience, that's what I'm here to do. So I'm gonna make another video on that topic, but that's it for how to get a job the summer after your 1L year. Let me know if this video helps you in any way. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and comment down below what topics and what kind of content you want to see from me. Thank you.